my job and leave my kids in the school in Milwaukee and move all the way out of here in Vegas to, I had no idea how it was going to turn out, But I knew after my last fight, after everything I did in my life, I had nothing to show the kids for all the sacrifices I ever made to get to the UFC. And at the end of the day, I had nothing to show. And I was just like, man, I can't. I need to be able to make it so I can present something so that they can look on the TV and see that I did everything for them. And so to sum all that up, it's, like I said, it's just emotional a little bit. So yeah, it's a little emotional for me because I miss them a lot, So this win means more to me. It's not even about the win, man. Forget the win. The wins don't mean nothing without. I'm sorry. The win means a lot, but it's the meaning behind the win. It's not about the money and the fame and stuff like that. It's just it's something to present for the kids I work for, and not just those kids, but all the kids all over the world. Because I came from a small island like Jamaica, and I see so many kids in the same shoes where they came up, looking for a place to grow, and I'm able to win so I can show them that. So yeah.
Clearly, you could see the emotion. So I guess knowing all that's behind this, was there a different feel going into tonight? Was there a different kind of nerves, a different kind of energy?
Yeah, there was a lot of different feel, but there wasn't any nerves, but the energy this time was a lot of fun because for the first time in my life since I first started fighting, I've been in an environment like, a syndicate with John Wood, and the energy was just right where I felt I could be myself and I had no pressure. John he makes everything easy. He's not controlling. Doesn't have an ego. Well, he does have an ego, but it's a healthy ego. It's healthy. So I felt like I could be myself. You know what I mean? And like I said before, my very, very first coach, he taught me about, less about fighting and more about the martial arts. So I came up under a martial arts background where bowing and no swearing and stuff like that. And I was undefeated as a pro and an amateur after him. And then he passed away in a motorcycle accident. And I never was able to find my way again. I kind of lost my confidence. I lost my drive. And fighting was just a job after that, because every other coach I've been with just made it, into, I felt like it was a job. And then I met John, and John just kind of reminded me of Reese. And I said this before, the only difference is, Reese was a handsome man. John. I'm just kidding, John. I love you.
As far as the fight, I'm sure you'd like to get a highlight reel finish if you can, but I wonder, is there any benefit maybe of getting 3 full rounds, getting out of the first round and getting more cage time?
Yeah, I know. What's funny is that everybody thinks that I always go out there and I'm trying to finish my fight. I'm always trying to finish my fights, but the thing about it is, I never go in there expecting the fight to go 1 round. I just try to go in there and look for finishes all the time. I would way rather fight fights and try to finish everybody, whether it's in the first round, second round, or third round, than go out there and try to point fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a point fight kind of person. I don't try to just make the fight boring. That's not me. I try to make it fun for the fans because why am I here? Why am I here fighting? If I'm gonna go out there and try to lay on top of people, I'm no offense taken to other guys that try to lay on top of people, but even if I'm on top, I'm trying to finish you. If I'm on my feet, I'm trying to finish you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I love being a finisher, and I think that's why the UFC always asks me to be on these big cards because they know I'm gonna put on a show. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to put on a show. I'm going to come out here and fight you. Whether it be first, second, or third round. It just so happens that a lot of the fights they just go away in the first round.
Yeah. How comfortable were you that you got the decision? Obviously, round 3 was a little tough. It was close early on. How confident were you?
I was really confident. Me and John, we walked around Manhattan since Tuesday, so I think my legs gave out in the third round, and we spent it was the best weight cut I ever had because I lost like 4 pounds walking around Manhattan. The only sacrifice was I paid the price in the fight just now. I think, in that third round, my legs just went boom, and you can tell as soon as it hit me, I just I just became stuck. I couldn't move no more because my legs were just like poof, and I was like, oh man, I haven't had this feeling. I was like, what? I couldn't go. You know what I mean? It was a weird feeling. Like I saw everything, but I couldn't move. So I was just like, okay, dig through. You got this, O'Day. Dig through. And I heard John. I kept hearing John's voice, and I was using John's voice, and I was like, okay, I'm hearing you, John. I'm hearing you. I just can't. He's telling me to like more than 3. That 2 is there, split 2, and I'm like, oh, John, I'm trying. It's just not my legs. I can't do it.
I guess second opponent rode a miss weight, right? I mean, is it?
Yeah.
I guess what's your thought there? Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, is it frustrating to know that these guys aren't making it and you're willing to take the fight? I mean, do you have any messages for them?
2 things. One, I think a lot of guys, they think like, oh, 20%, whatever, it's a couple grand, whatever, and they just, they'll miss weight and they will just come in heavier. But for me, personally, I don't care because I'm just, if for me, it's like the lion's the king of the jungle, not the elephant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take your money and I'm gonna beat you. So that's how I think of it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it gets a little frustrating because the guys don't try, right? They'll get close and they're just like, whatever, we'll call it, and then just take that 20%. That I feel like that's not right, because I bust my butt off to make 25, and I think you gotta at least try. You know what I'm saying? My last opponent, at least he came up and he apologized. He's like, man, that's not me. I apologize, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing against him. I respect it. You know what I mean?
Last thing for me, I know this was a big one for you. I'm sure you want to celebrate a little bit. But what's next? I mean, do you want to fight again before the end of the year? Are there names that you want to do? What's the plan?
Well, I fought 2 times now in the past 2 months, or 3 months. I fought in Houston, and now I fought. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just gonna. Me and John are gonna go. We're gonna go to the drawing board and see if they. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna put that in God's hand. I wouldn't. First and foremost, I wouldn't be here without God, and He's my everything, man. I really put everything on Him and Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And one last thing, I just want to shout out my mom. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday. I love you. I love to get a win for my mom's birthday. That was awesome,
Oh, over here on the other side. You mentioned you weren't throwing a lot of kicks because your legs were kind of giving out, but we noticed he wasn't throwing a lot of kicks either. It was very much a boxing match in there. Were you surprised that he didn't come at you with that many kicks?
Yeah, I think, he threw 2 in the first round, and I kind of I don't lift my checks up. I keep my foot on the ground and I turn it. So I don't lift my checks up. I just I stay heavy on that lead foot whenever I see I sense a kick is coming. So he kind of kicked me and I just stuck my foot there, and he felt that thud. And so after that, he didn't want to throw anymore. And then the one he threw, I kind of caught him. I'm really good at catching kicks. Like that's like my specialty. And I think he knew coming in like I'm really good at catching kicks. So, I don't think he wanted to kick that much.
And the broadcast was making a lot of his knees that in the clinch. I think he won his Contender Series fight that way. I think you ate a couple of them, or if they made it through. So were they as powerful as the broadcast was making them out to be? I
have a strong core. I grew up wrestling. I have a really strong core. And not just that, but I have a really strong mindset. Knock on wood, but I don't... It's going to take a lot to drop me with knees or body punches or anything like that, but...
And finally, I think you were finding a lot of success with that right hook, and then you follow through with the left. Was that a combo you knew you could take advantage of specifically for this fight, or is it just something you noticed like in the first couple rounds and then you just rolled with it?
The right check hook?
Yeah.
That's a John Wood special, man. That's a John Wood special. He lives and dies by the right hook. We must have drilled that thing like 1,000 times in our camp. Like, he's in the corner like right hook, check hook. We drilled that thing a million times, and I'm just like, all right, John, right hook. I know, I'm trying. But no, man, John, he's got an amazing right hook game. So I just kind of over my camp and just instill that, So it was there a lot, and I think it's something I'm picking up on. I'm gonna get better at it more and more. I've only been at Syndicate now for 8 weeks, so I'd love to see what kind of fighter I'll be after a year at Syndicate under John.
Dave, right here.
What's up?
Just curious, was Mom watching the fight tonight, or is she getting nervous watching her son out there in the cage?
My mom never watches my fight. She gets nervous, and I don't mind her not ever coming to my fight because I get nervous when she's there, So it's a win-win for both of us.
Have you texted her yet?
No, not yet. I haven't even checked my phone.
Happy birthday to her and congrats.
Yeah, happy birthday to her. I was too busy complaining about my legs after the fight.